Hey everyone, this is Lisa from TRW, and in this video I'm going to take an existing unicorn design that I already have and I'm going to convert it over to be a fun, patriotic 4th of July shirt.
Alright, so I'm in Silhouette Studio, so I really want to have a cute little unicorn shirt for the 4th of July, but I also want it to be patriotic themed. So I have over here from our unicorn live template pack, this is Unicorn 35C, and I picked this one because it has big sections of color, but it also has that nice elegant look. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it apart and we're going to make this work for us so that it's going to be the correct colors, but it's also going to be easy to produce. And I'm putting this on my white shirt with the navy sleeves. So we're going to go over it, and the first thing I want to do is I want to ungroup. This is separating it by colors. And so this part's actually pretty easy. You kind of, pick your colors and choose. So what I'm going to do is I'm incorporating silver glitter in with the hair. So that way it's going to separate my two colors and really round out that red, white, and blue. So I'm going to borrow parts of these sections. So this section here, I'm going to turn it red. So I'm just going to choose this, choose red from my select tool up here, and then select those right there. So of course you can choose whatever you like. You kind of pick what you want. I think that this kind of has the best setup with all of that. And so this one I'm going to do silver to kind of branch it out. We'll do silver right here. I think this is the right color. I think I did it one over actually. So that's my silver, and then this section right here we're going to do silver as well. So really just selecting, and the cool thing is that you can change it. If you don't like the color you choose, switch it out. Like, there are no rules with this. This video is not meant to be anything groundbreaking, but just to give you a visual of what you can do, so that you can make these designs work for you for different times of the year. And maybe, I don't know, let me know in the comments below. I can even change this to be like a Halloween unicorn, something like that. I can kind of show you how these different colors work. So we're going to go down here, and I think this last section I'm going to make that silver again to kind of round it out. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start simplifying all my other sections. This right here I actually will do in gold. I think it'll be a nice contrast in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this inside part. I'm going to make my ear all one color. So we're going to go right here. I'm going to right click and release compound path. Alright, so let's go ahead, release compound path. And then I want to get rid of this little section in here. So I'm going to hold shift, click on that. So everything else is selected except for that. So I can right click, make compound path. So you see how all of that is still here, but now that little section is gone. And the little section is still there, it's just not combined into that one big object. So remember, compound path, you take multiple objects, multiple lines, and combine them into one big object. So I'm going to be putting this on a white shirt. I don't want to put white vinyl on top of the black. I want to kind of simplify my presses. So I'm going to keep this part selected, hold down shift, and click on the black outline. So you can see my box is big because this outline takes up the whole design. And so right over on the right side, we're going to go to our modify panel. It's about halfway down. We're going to do subtract. So subtract will take your top object, take it out of the bottom object, and it'll leave that space open. It's like I always say, it's like using a cookie cutter. So we're going to go through, subtract. So now you can see we have the black part in here. And then we have the little dot. I don't want that white part. I don't need it. So you can see these, actually no I do, it looks kind of weird. So see how I move that and look weird? So I'm going to grab that dot, holding shift, grab that background, and subtract again. So that way it's the white in there, but we're still doing one color. And then this is from before, I can just take that and delete it. So now I have my design set up with the colors I want. This white is the color of our shirt, so we're going to put it right on there. Now if you have a different color shirt, no big deal. You wouldn't do this last part that I did. You would just go ahead and cut your white vinyl. So now we're just going to go ahead and measure this out. Because we are doing this on our shirt, and I'm going to use cut by color, I'm going to right click and group my entire design just to make it easier. So you can see my design is 15 inches tall, so it's way too big, and it's 9 inches wide. So I want this to be cute and kind of little. I'm going to grab my little shirt that it's going on. It's going to go on this shirt. So really, typically I do my designs like 9.5 inches wide, but because this design is so tall, I'm going to be a little more conservative with it. So I'm just going to go over here and kind of go off of, I think that's about 8 inches tall, so I think that's a decent amount, a decent design. So we're going to go ahead, set this up, we're going to right click, flip horizontally, and now we have our design all cut. Alright, so this next part you can choose different ways to do it. I'm going to go ahead, right click, and ungroup my design because I want to maximize my space. So we're going to go over here, we're going to go to this top bar, this little easel is my select by color, choose by fill. So I'm going to grab all my blue, this has that there, I'm going to move it to the side, I'm going to make it a compound path, one object. Let's select all my red, move it to the side, make it a compound path, that's my second one. Select all my gold, that's one object so we can just move that, we're totally fine. And then my silver, we're going to right click, make compound path, move that over. So now I can cut them separately and use my maximum amount of space. So let's go ahead and take this one, make compound path, and now I'm all set. So I like to draw boxes around my designs before I cut them. I think it makes it easier to weed. So we're just going to go right here, grab this guy. Now I'm going to be cutting without a cutting mat, so I'm going to go over, just make sure my page said right here, cutting mat none. If you are cutting with a cutting mat, you just want to turn it on because that affects how far your material gets fed into your machine. So I have this set all here. We're going to go to our send panel, and I'm just going to choose my material that I'm cutting with. So for this one, I'm using Easy Weed. Now again, if you guys follow my videos, you know that I program my own custom cut settings in there. I'm going to link a video below on how to do that. I highly recommend it. It makes it so much easier to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and I'll be right back to weed them, and then we're going to press.
Alright, so here I am at my heat press. I have my clearance Old Navy shirt that I just got. I'm really, really excited about it. And then here are my different cuts to my unicorn. I'm going to go ahead and we are going to do our black first. So I may have to turn this a little bit just so I can see what I'm doing. So we're going to go ahead and lay this on our shirt. Alright, so and I have my first color down. This is just Easy Weed in black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tack this down very quickly. This is going to be something that I just want it to stick on there, but I'm not going to do my full dwell time. So literally just close it and open it. So I mean, this isn't like a full press. It won't stay long term, but it works out in this case because then we can just kind of do a little bit at a time. So I'm actually going to do the horn to my unicorn first because this is by far the easiest to align. So if I go and align this, then I can work with all the other colors. So I'm just turning this so I can see a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to line this up right here. And then I'm just going to put it on my press like this. Alright, so let's go ahead, quick press. Whenever we're doing our multiple colors, especially on top of Easy Weed, you want to do short presses because you don't want to get a dent from the box, your carrier on top of there. So we just kind of set it up that way. Alright, so now we're going to set this up. So we have our silver right here. So we have this all in there. Let's go ahead and do a quick press. Lift this up. And let me hold this up so you can see a little bit. You can see just slightly that you do have a slight indentation from the box. That'll go away with when we keep pressing, but that's one thing you want to try to avoid if possible. Oh, check this out. I just realized like part of my unicorn didn't make it, so I have to figure out what section this is for, and then we'll press this on at the end. So I'll use this as an opportunity to show you to use heat tape. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do my blue. So this goes right on here. We just want to kind of turn an angle to get this to fit on there. So that's blue. So right here, I'm using royal blue. Because I'm putting this on top of black, if I were to do this again, I would use true blue or old blue, just so it'll contrast a little bit more, but it still works in this case. All right, so we're just using this to line up. So we have that all set right here. So let's go ahead, do a quick press. Even if it's our last color, we're only pressing for a second because we want to do the last press with the cover sheet so it doesn't have any carrier marks. Alright, so it looks like I was careless in two areas. So I think I'm missing one part of my horn, and then I found where this little guy goes. So I'm just going to go ahead, put this right here, and then I'm going to go find the horn from my pile of weeded stuff, and then I'll be back. Found it. So we're going to put it right here. So now we have the bottom part of our horn. So now we're going to go over and very gently put my cover sheet on here. And then we're just going to go ahead and finish this up and press this for 10 seconds. And the reason why we do this is that vinyl needs time, temperature, and pressure while we do this. So once we have our pressure and our temperature on here, we want to finish off the amount of time we want this to be pressed. And look, it's all set on there, and then we're all done. So there we have it, guys. Here is my cute unicorn design that I've repurposed to make it perfect for the 4th of July. So this is a great idea if you're still looking for that last minute 4th of July shirt. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos.